Jerry just wants to see an ace to basically end this hand. King, of course.
Jack of spades for fun.
Jack of spades, he says, would be fun. That would be fun. Not exactly ideal for you, but okay.
It's a 3, Jerry. One card closer to taking down this pot, doubling up.
Lucky 7.
On to 150, 300 with a $300,000 big blind, Annie. Eric Alfria, two-time WPT champion, has raised it to 700 with just a queen 3. And look at this. James is going to 3-bet here.
I like that 3-bet from James. Picked a good hand and opponent.
3.6.
But look at this. Eric hitting him with the 4-bet to 3.6 million. Whoa.
Just going to try to bulldoze him over with a complete bluff.
I have a love-hate response to this play from Eric. I love the aggression and how much pressure it puts on James, but you're 4-betting a hand that you shouldn't even open raise, so I kind of hate it too. But hey, it worked.
It works.
Aggression works at Final Tables, Vince. It really does, and we've seen this all season long on the World Poker Tour where, there are guys at the table who might not play the most technical or fundamental poker, but they're really aggressive, and at these final tables, it's hard to respond to that when you're playing for this massive amount of money.
Great point. Action right back on Eric from Montreal. Well dressed always at the table.
Yeah, Eric always looks sharp at the table. But have you noticed that he and Maria have kind of opposite day outfits going on? She's got black top, red jacket. He's got black jacket, red top.
Yeah, only you would notice that.
I would notice that.
All right, Maria, pair of 5s.
It's easy for me to say when I'm looking at Eric's cards, but I'd actually like to see Maria shove here. She is our shortest stack, and Eric is opening really wide with stuff like Queen 3 offsuit, but calling, of course, perfectly cool too.
Yeah, Jerry Wong here. He lives down in Fort Lauderdale, plays a lot of cash games. He's come back from the canvas here tonight to have a big stack, and he's going to call with his Queen 10. So the flop is a, oh man, 5-5 king, 4 of a kind for Maria Ho.
Overkill.
Show tune's going off in her head as she checks. Check, check.
What is Maria's show tune of choice when flopping plots? She's a pianist. I feel like there's something classical, like there's Mozart going off in her head right now.
Good question. Good question. All right, she's getting Eric to bet it. Close to 1.2. She's tickled pink about that. Jerry gets out of the way.
You just started the hand with. Sorry. 6.
5.4 back.
A deuce on the turn's a pretty good card for Maria here. That will give Eric outs to a wheel with a 4, and that would get him to put a lot of money in the pot. Nope, Queen of Hearts on the river will not generate much action for Maria here.
Got a huge hand at some point. Throwing the rope out there, but now you got to put a little bet in. Hopefully this guy had something he can call with, but we know better. Eric just has ace high here. It would be a very tough call to make, of course.
Yeah, I don't think any bet size can be wrong for Maria, but with a little over pot to play, I'd like to see her move in just in case Eric runner to flush.
Well, she is fun to watch. Terrific player. As we go back down to the felt, 4-handed poker. Jerry Wong, the local out of Florida. He's going to fold that. Now Eric just can't give a hand up. He's going to call with his 9-6. I love it.
Huh. Limping the button with 9-6-0. Okay.
James Carroll is the chip leader. He's 32 years old, the WPT champ, and he is going to limp in with his 10-7. Maria with 7-4, so 3 slop hands going to the flop.
And it's a sloppy flop. 6-3 deuce. Pretty good for Eric here, and not bad for Maria. She has a gut shot, an overcard, and a backdoor flush draw. And it looks like she wants to bet out here, and I like this play, Vince. This board connects pretty well with her big blind range, and presumably Eric is mostly limping stuff like 8 through queen. I don't really expect him to have a lot of 6s here. And he's going to raise it up with the 6 that I didn't expect him to have.
Yep, he's going to get aggressive with his top pair. James goes out.
Pretty small raise from Eric. Gets a little extra value from Maria here. Kind of locks her up and does get her to put in more money with a gut shot. So effective raise from Eric.
Yeah, she's going to call it. Pot's building. Turn card. Another 6.
Great from Eric. I would expect him to continue betting on a pretty draw-heavy board here. Huh. Checks back. Okay.
Yep. Drawing the trap here. 4 on the river. So Maria gets a 4. Of course, any 5 you're beat, if you're Eric.
Yeah.
She's going to just check it.
I believe that Maria would mostly bet her 5s on the river. So Eric here, due for a value bet. Whoa.
Okay, he's going to check it. Just wants to play it cautious.
Huh.
And he'll take this one down.
Well, missed opportunity
69, my date of birth,
for
69.
Eric there. I don't know that Maria calls with her 4, but she's got to consider it when there's a missed flush draw out there. And Eric, with his aggressive image, is a guy that you don't want to make too many big folds against.
I don't think they think he's that aggressive tonight. That's the funny thing, because he doesn't have to show down a lot of hands.
This is true.
He's shown a lot of the big hands he had early on.
Yeah.
But he hasn't shown all these bluffs, so...
And he's kind of put his foot on the pedal the last orbit or two. Prior to that, he was picking his spots. Now all of a sudden, he's blasting away with Queen 3 offsuit. He's limping 9-6-0. Here he's thinking about something with 7-6 offsuit.
Well, he is just in a groove. He thinks he can do no wrong. This is very creative poker, very intuitive. Jerry Wong with ace-10 has made it 700,000.
All right.
It's suited. And look at this, Eric over the top.
Eric going full Icarus, just blasting up 7-6 offsuit here.
Gets James Carroll to drop 6s. And now it's back on Jerry, ace-10 of hearts.
This is such a weird spot for Jerry.
It is.
Eric goes smaller, he's just gonna call. If it's not a final table, maybe Jerry could shove. Again, we see the effectiveness of aggression.
Look at this. Look at this. He's acting like, oh, I let you escape. I had a big hand. Just beautifully done by Eric. Good poker face. Great reader of players here tonight. Now, right back at him, Jerry with a big ace-queen. That's better than ace-10, that's for sure. Jerry Wong, cash game player in Florida. Now look, he's raised it, but Eric behind him. Incredible.
Oh, wow.
Ace-king of spades.
And especially after making that huge re-raise against Jerry. What a cooler and an opportunity for Eric to get a bunch of money into this pot. Eric gonna go real small here. Just makes it 1.3 million.
Doesn't want to shake him loose. Doesn't realize Jerry has a pretty strong ace-queen.
Kind of a missed opportunity for Eric here. I think if he raises larger, even just a normal 3-bet size, Jerry never gets away.
Flop is, oh wow. 6-4-3, all spades. Eric has flopped the nuts.
I like that check from Eric. You really don't do that much betting on the monotone low boards.
Another
Wow,
spade.
and now poor Jerry turns a spade flush here. Checks it. That should keep him from losing his stack. Interesting check from Eric. I'd like to see him get money in the pot with his image, but when you've got the ace and king of spades, it's hard to believe your opponent can call twice.
3 pairs the board. Now Jerry has to think he's in front here with his queen of spades. The
you
way it was
gotta.
played by Eric. So he's going to put in a bet. Yes, 1.5. And you got to think Eric's going to come over the top.
What? Eric just called?
Oh, wow.
What is going on here?
Insta call. He should have at least taken a few minutes, but he has elected to go very conservative.
Play online poker for real cash and prizes at WPT Global. Sign up for free today using bonus code YT26 and get a free entry into a $100,000 guaranteed tournament.
Here with the queen 3, she'll let it go. Now Jerry on the button with jack 10 suited. He's on something of an awkward stack. And he elects to just limp on the button, which normally I wouldn't like, but with Eric blasting away in the small blind, I get why Jerry's just trying to keep the pot small and see a flop in position, so Eric completes, James will check. 3 ways to this flop of 10-8-4. So a good one for Jerry. And an interesting one for Eric. He is open-ended, looking for a 9 or a 5.
Jerry's going to bet 600. Quick call by Eric. And James gets out of the way. Going to the turn. It's a 9. Beautiful card for Eric. Alfriati has hit his straight here. And he's going to check. There's 3 hearts out there as well.
Interesting card for Jerry. His hand does improve a little bit by gaining an open-ender, but now he's, of course, drawing dead if Eric has a flush. So Jerry bets kind of small here for $1 million. Eric just calls.
8 of hearts. Neither player has a heart. It pairs the board. That's a slowdown card for both players. Eric's going to check it. Check, check. Eric shows the straight, and he will take this one down.
Maria here with Jack 6 in the small blind. Facing an opponent with about 12 or 13 blinds, just rips it in.
Kings, call.
Ooh, that's unfortunate for Maria, but not much either player can do there.
That's Chad's favorite hand.
You're not Chad though, so rough for you.
Well, Jerry is on the short stack. Maria has twice as much as him, so she can afford this. But let's see if, well, she's got a 6 there. Ace 10 6 flop.
Jerry just wants to see an ace to basically end this hand. King, of course.
Jack of spades for fun.
Jack of spades, he says, would be fun. That would be fun. Not exactly ideal for you, but okay.
It's a 3. Jerry, one card closer to take it down this pot, doubling up. Or can Maria hit this long shot and knock Jerry out? No, it's a 10. Pairs the board. Jerry Wong also going out. Now James Carroll with a king 6. Just calls it. And Maria with a 5-4. All right, she's content to see 3 cards. And it's a queen 5-3, so Maria hitting a pair of 5s here. James with nothing.
James with just enough showdown value to check over to Maria. Maria, I think I prefer a bet in her shoes. No harm in checking. She does have a fairly vulnerable pair.
Deuce of hearts on the turn. James is going to come out and bet 800,000. Maria, open-ended straight flush. She is in front at this point. Making the call. River card is a king. Now James is hitting kings here.
Oof. Rough card for Maria. James really isn't supposed to have many kings here outside of having, exactly this kind of hand or a king of hearts. And he bets really big. He pots it. And what a well-sized value bet from James Carroll. I really don't mind Maria's call here. She's got a good bluff catcher. She's blocking some of the strongest hands, and James shouldn't have that many kings. It's a blind versus blind pot where I don't want to overfold to an aggressive opponent, and she calls him. And unfortunately for Maria, James with the river.
Great sizing at the end by James Carroll. Gets Maria to make a mistake there. Now Maria on the short stack. She's in a lot of trouble right now. Down to about 2.5 million, and it's on her. She looks down to the king deuce.
All in.
There you go. Let's see if it works. She's gone all in. Jerry with a nothing hand can't call that, so Maria Ho will come back.
Yeah, good shove from Maria there. Not much she can do, down to 7-ish blinds in the small. But at this stage, blinds are so high that even our chip leader only has about 50 blinds, so Maria could win a couple all-ins and be right back in the mix.
And we got a couple folds, and now James with 9-8 of spades has goal all in. Maria's going to call this with ace deuce.
And Maria, a small favorite with her ace deuce against James 9-8 of spades. And I know which one has the crowd support.
Whoa, ace king queen. Maria getting lucky on the flop. Out flops James. Now she's a big favorite to win this hand and double up. But you never know. Let's go to the turn. It's a 9. A 9 that obviously helps James. So look at this, getting interesting. Last card is a king. Maria Ho will double up, and we still have 4 players remaining.
800.
James out. Maria is going to look at a king deuce. Well, she's got the momentum going with her. Is she thinking this, Tony?
No. Shoving with a deuce in your hand would be way too much unless it's a pair of deuces or maybe an ace deuce, but I don't think you want to fold with a king in your hand either against Eric, and both players flopping top pair on king 7-6.
Eric's going to come out with a continuation bet of 600,000.
Maria has the benefit of holding the king of diamonds. So you see, she actually has higher equity than Eric here, despite him holding the higher kicker. The vast majority of runouts they will chop, and at this stage they are both drawing to 3 outs for a win. Any other card will deliver a chop.
8 on the turn, yeah, check, and a deuce for Maria, kings and deuces.
Oh, hell yeah, that's the card for Maria.
1.7.
And if I'm Eric, I can't imagine folding top pair here. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, just a call from Eric.
Yeah.
So he'll get the bad news. This time he was rivered by Maria.
Play online poker for real cash and prizes at WPT Global. Sign up for free today using bonus code YT26 and get a free entry into a $100,000 guaranteed tournament.
Blinds a 2 and 400.
What a dream card.
Eric's still bitching about the last hand.
What a dream card.
And I don't blame him. Get rivered out for a big pot. Momentum is everything in these short-handed poker games.
800,000 from James here.
Maria has been on a nice little rush to build her chips way back. But she's going to go out here, Jerry with a king 10.
Jerry on the fringe here between calling and shoving. He's going to make the call. Ooh, interesting flop here. Queen 10-6, 2 hearts. So James with the ace high flush draw, Jerry with middle pair. James will start with a small bet of 600,000. And Jerry will make this call.
Yep, Jerry in front, but James would like to hit the heart. No, a 6 on the turn. And Jerry's going to check again.
I imagine that will slow James down here, as Jerry is much more likely to have a 6.
With 8 of hearts, James connects with the flush.
And now it's a question of bet size. How much do you think Jerry will call with a queen or a 10? How about all of it? Yeah, I very much like this bet size from James. He's essentially shoving, hoping that Jerry has a 6 or a queen with a decent heart, like the jack of hearts or 9 of hearts or something that would block some of the best combos that James could have for value. So I don't think Jerry will call here. That would be pretty ambitious without a heart in his hand and just holding second pair.
Action clock is ticking down to 2 seconds. He's got to make a decision or buy more time with the chip, and he's going to do that. This would be a disaster if he calls us. He's out of here. So no hero call, good fold.
Yeah, good fold from Jerry there. I think calling would have been very optimistic. And a nice bet size from James. He'd likely do the same thing if he were bluffing. And you see that had he been bluffing, he would have got Jerry to fold the best hand. And had Jerry had a 6 or queen with a heart, I think he just stacks him. So nice hand from both players.
Right back at Jerry. Jack 9 of clubs makes it 800,000 to go. Eric's going to call with an ace 8 of hearts.
James with a queen jack. You could 3-bet or call here. He's just going to call. And now Maria, does she want to make it a family pot with 6-5? She does not. So the 3 amigos.
King 10 deuce.
It's actually a pretty nice flop for James. The only one holding a diamond here, open-ended. And both his opponents just didn't meaningfully connect with this board, so they check around. 9 on the turn will give James the nuts. And another check to his opponents. Love the way he's playing this hand.
Gives Jerry a pair of 9s, but these guys are not bragging about their hands, so they all check. 3 on the river, changes nothing. Big straight here for James Carroll.
And now you do have to bet as James. And you see again, he's going with a big sizing. I don't know what I think of his sizing this time.
2.8.
For the most part, I've liked the times he chose a really big bet size, but here It really seems like if any of his opponents had a decent hand, we would have heard about it. Whoa, look at that! Jerry calls him down with a 9, and James Carroll in his perfect bet size makes me eat my words.
Yeah, he got the action he wanted by the oversized bet.
I'm very surprised, Vince. I did not expect Jerry to make a call with a 9 there or a hand that weak. James knows his opponent better than I do. Credit to him with the big bet size.
What is it, 3-6?
Look at this. The blinds have gone up again, Tony, to 3 and 500 with a big blind Andy of 5 and on Eric, and he is going to make it $1 million with his pair of 4s.
Jerry's pretty short now. You might want to rip this in.
All in.
It's his last 8 blinds, and Eric will be priced into this call. So he flicks his red chips out.
Yep, he makes the call. They turn him up.
We are flipping for Jerry's tournament life.
Jerry, the 9 lines are over.
Yeah? Is that approved?
Cut the crap. 4 hearts. Let's finish it off.
Eric staying confident with the table talk.
4 hearts. Right now.
Can it knock out the ace-9 of Jerry Wong?
I'm born on the 4th. My daughter's born on the 4th. 4th is the right number. Keep him small. Keep him small.
And the flop is a Jack-Jack 6. 4 is looking good so far.
But not an ideal flop. A 6 would actually award this pot to Jerry. He's also the only one holding a heart. But really, he needs an ace or a 9.
Like the reverse emotional hedge.
Deuce of diamonds.
And that's a great card for Eric.
So Jerry Wong, originally out of Brooklyn, New York,
Deuce of diamonds.
now living in South Florida, the family man on the ropes, 1 card away from elimination. Eric, a big favorite here. Jerry's just 20%. It's an ace or a 9. It's not going to happen. 5 of diamonds on the river.
We are going to lose Jerry Wong in 4th place. Came in short, ran it up, but eventually ran out of steam.